not in play. What's going on? What's going on? The South got something to say. Coming live, direct at you, man. We got to talk about it. 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 A bombshell got dropped on us last night. I done woke up and seen that Chris Brown, now we got to call him Breezy on this one. Breezy done woke up with viral. Breezy done broke the internet. He done went viral. He done did Quavo and Migos. The South got something to say. Gonna break down the truth behind this Chris Brown and Quavo beat. Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get it. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. So first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here to the South Got Something to Say. We doing this quick video, man, to talk about this viral beef that's going on. Let's turn this music down in the background. We're going to talk about this viral beef that's going on between Chris Brown. We're going to call him Breezy today, but that boy spit some bars. And if this beef with Quavo heats up, I got to go and say, man, this got to be one of the dumbest beefs of all time. What it's actually about, man, and it's really ridiculous what it's about, man. But we here, so we got to talk about it. The South got something to say, must talk about it. So let's get into some details on why and the purpose and when it started and why it started. We're going to talk about all of that to give y'all the truth. So stick around for the entirety of this video and learn the truth behind this beef. And I'm going to go and say off the top, man, I'm going to let y'all decide in the comment section who you think at fault or who you think wrong. But I'm going to tell you early, I think Quavo at fault, man. You know, and the things we going to discuss, man, I done researched them, and everything I'm saying is alleged. But once you do your own research, you might come back and say, wait. Ain't no need of saying allegedly on some of these things, but we're alleging all of these things. You know, sources can be wrong. A lot of things could be wrong, but I mashed up a lot of sources in my research. So we just gonna talk about literally what I think caused this beef. All right, so in my early research, the only thing that I can come up with on why these two would be beefing is they both beefing over, I want to word this politically correct, over celebrity thoughts. That ain't politically correct. But they beefing over celebrity thoughts, and most of this is Quavo's fault, man, because this beef have been going on for way longer than people know. This ain't just started today with this record. There's been little sneak disses going on to different songs, and we gonna show you some of those sneak disses. But they actually had an encounter, altercation after the BET Awards dated back to 2017. It was at the BET Awards after show where Quavo and Migos, well, the Migos were just really bagging up their guy, but they came to try to jump Chris Brown at the BET Awards after party. So it dates back at least to 2017. But you got to remember now, Quavo and Breezy, they've been rocking now. Up to that point, they had been rocking. They done made songs together. I know they made the song Migos. What other songs they made together? They made Just for Tonight. Just for Tonight was one of the songs, and Whipping. I know that Breezy was featured and they did those songs together. But this date back as far as June of 2017, and it all started behind what her name, LaRucci, but y'all know LaRucci Tran. I think that's the name, LaRucci Tran. Lurucci Train and Chris Brown had been kicking it. They had been kicking it for some years. They was steady. They was on and off though. They was on and off in their relationship, and Chris Brown really feel that Quavo snaked him, put a restraining order on Chris Brown, and Chris Brown literally blamed Quavo and said Quavo told her to do that. Now all of this is alleged, but it was alleged that Quavo had her to do that. Said Quavo was doing a lot of pillow talking, a lot of backstabbing, and that's where the beef initially got started at. But Breezy and Lurucci was still communicating. They was even possibly talking about getting back together, but all this pillow talking that Quavo was doing kind of complicated that. So initially Chris Brown really felt that, you know, Quavo was his boy. They made music together. You know, they had hung out together, and he felt that Quavo snaked him. And y'all drop in the comment section, what do you think, you know, if they wasn't dating or whatever, or was they really true homeboys or whatever? Do you think that Quavo really snaked them or backstabbed them? So y'all just leave it in the comment section what you think. But at the end of the day, that was really got everything going. And like I told you, in June of 2017, you know, Quavo wanted to see Chris Brown. He wanted to get in a physical altercation with Chris Brown. Thank God nobody got hurt, nothing really happened. But Chris Breezy, his security team put that footage out pretty fast. They throw that footage out pretty fast to try to, you know, show that Chris Brown was chilling, minding his business. These guys came at him. So they put that footage out pretty fast. So that was the initial part of the beef. And then, you know, Chris Brown wanted to get some get back. And I don't know how y'all say her name. Some call her Sweetie, some call her Saudi. The way it's pronounced and spelled to me is Saweetie. She was with Quavo at the time, and even in the diss track Weakest Link, Chris Brown referenced that, you know, I was messing with Saweetie when you was together, and you were messing with Corinthia or Laurentia when she was my ex. So that little part of the song, that was the whole beef. They really didn't have no money to beef about, no deal that went bad, no contract talks and that. They literally beefing over women that ain't even top 10 in the game, you know. And I don't even understand. That's why I say it's the dumbest beef of all time. They literally beefing about women. Like, they ain't millionaires, and like, they can't, I mean, you R&B and hip hop icons or whatever, y'all, like, I mean, so be it, let him have or let him, but that's what they beefing over, and it's really, really ridiculous. So that's when they started the sneak dissing, and I'm gonna have to pull up some of the sneak dissing that happened up in there. So let me pull up some of the sneak disses that been going on throughout the years, and that led to this viral moment that Breezy having right now.
Booty from Miami, she from Puerto Rico. Okay, now my old think I'll make a sequel. Sipping at 1942, cause I don't do no Quavo. Freak, she like Casamigos, not the Migos. I don't.
All right, so y'all heard that. Y'all heard that was the sneak diss that Chris Brown throwed in the song Freak that he had featuring Lil Wayne, Joyner Lucas, and T Grizzly. So that was the first. That was the first. I don't know if it was the first, but that was literally one of the sneak attacks, sneak disses that Breezy had already put out before, that led us to this viral moment. Okay, so we're gonna stop that, and then we're gonna bring up what Quavo response to that was.
Sellers stones, carrots, bugs. You did a bitch wrong and now the bitch gone. She post with a thug. Yeah, with a thug. Caught a bitch phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up. It must be the drugs. Need to cross out your plug. Yeah. Hitting that thick little shit.
Chris Brown addressed that in The Weakest Link. He literally slaughtered Quavo in The Weakest Link. And my thoughts and early impression on it is that Quavo, I don't know how you gonna come back, or if you can come back, but you got to come back. So like I was saying that this is all over women though, because Chris Brown thought, okay, you got my old lady, I'm finna mess with your old lady, and that's when he hooked up with Saweetie. And in that track, you remember, you know, that Quavo, the one we just played, referenced something about domestic violence. So Chris Brown was quick to point out in the Weakest Link that, hey, I ain't the only one got domestic violence. And he literally talked about the elevator. Hey, do y'all remember this? So that's Quavo in a physical altercation with Saweetie in the elevator. So, hey, you want to talk about my domestic history? Yours on camera, and so he pointed that out. So when we get to the truth behind this Chris Brown Quavo beef, and as a lot of y'all can see, this is literally over nothing. It's over women that, you know, each one of them should be able to get whatever woman they want, but it's an ego thing, it's a pride thing, and that is the whole issue behind these two with this beef. But I got to say, Quavo, you better show up and show out. You better show up and show out. My thoughts and impressions on the beef is, first of all, I don't know whether Breezy had a ghostwriter. I don't know whether Breezy wrote this himself, but he absolutely destroyed Quavo. Quavo got to respond, but I just don't know how he gonna respond, but he can't come half-stepping. My second thought is, I think this beefing throughout the industry is starting to get a little out of hand. There's a lot of it going on. It started back in January with the Cat Williams interviews and calling people out. You know, the Drake and Rick Ross, and Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. And I mean, it's just beefing all over the place. And you know, these from people who done made it. And it's just a reflection of what we seeing going on in our neighborhood. So we really need to tune in to hone this beefing in. It's okay to have sport, it really is. But when you up here beefing over two women who, you know, would prefer either one of y'all for the bag, this is the point where it gets ridiculous. And I wish everybody have a blessed day. Quavo, you're gonna have to come. I don't know how you're gonna come with that mumble rapping. You're gonna have to figure it out, because Chris Brown bodied you. And that's the truth.